Chefo etiefo mama bibia akwaba emfamra kwame gentle TV plus me so ne eda edikan a wo hwe ya me so obe like video yi ede ama me ebi nso no subscribe yes ede ama channel yi ede ama me kwame gentle TV plus na wi a wo do comment enso auto comment section wa me so comment ne ya na wa ma ho ate kakra ede ama ye ebi nso ya no a share video yi ama afoforo ene bia hwe adofo enensem ede bremu efa ye political parties e wo oman mu NPP NDC ene dia kanom mese also benyamre no wetina se yes no wetie nsema ba besumi me do bibias
edi enti na obi di nkoguo ebinim se yesunsun ebinim se da bi eye honam omo ka se honam omo ya mesere wo se eye honam omo anya campaign omo so ampulu crowd omo campaign message na nya excellent omo ko ba bia na dom ma omo ni dom wana wo dom chen omo party be na wo dom chen sa party obi na atwiri esie biegu wo sunsun mu odi atra na ya honam obi be strike wo sunsun mu ama honam mu no obo nso aye useless me obi antim fasika ntome onyame ka kire me say
if God says it's A, if God says it's B,
odi ofa millions of dollars bre me de nyame aka no megie no atum na ma reject.
You can bring me
which man of God are you obedient on head obi but o twem nyame kasa kire na nsa no waye de nyame so onye enkrofo bebre from men of God omu head enkrofo ye no mu so ye I don't know omu ministries collapse wan twen nyame bre wan mu so nyame time nyame am bless Israel for because of omu holiness and omu righteousness.
God did not bless the people of Israel because they were holy or they were righteous.
But onyame bless you because of covenant between him and Abraham, Isaac and Jacob.
Rather,
their fathers.
God blessed Israel because of the covenant God had with the fathers of Israel, being Abraham, Isaac and Jacob.
Holiness is good. Righteousness is perfect.
If you are righteous, it's also a perfect thing.
But onyame am bless Israel for because of weighing.
But the considerations of God for blessing Israel did not include their holiness or righteousness.
A symbolic, a picture. I trust say holiness righteousness but without the Son of God. Only salvation. Now want to mean you're holy in the sight of God. Now want to mean a blessing from divinity.
Now all these things are pointing to something which we are supposed to learn a lesson from. It's a prelude to the fact that it is good to be holy, but without the Son of God, your holiness or righteousness or your efforts toward achieving holiness amounts to nothing.
And you appreciate Christ.
For that reason, we ought to appreciate Christ
more than our holiness and righteousness.
More than our holiness or our efforts toward holiness.
Because scriptures necessary.
Because what does scripture say?
Say your holiness if
the yardstick was holiness, then nobody would ever please God.
Because holiness,
because your holiness cannot convince God.
Because
you are human.
100% perfect.
So you can never be 100% perfect.
It is impossible.
Into me, ambassador.
Without Christ, no man any bema wona obetimia qualify say onye mistakes that.
Now, without Christ, there is no one who qualifies to say that he or she is not susceptible to sin or mistakes.
So because of Jacob, into onyame bless Israel.
So because of Jacob, God blessed Israel. So today I want you to have clarity.
Say because of your father.
That because of your father,
because of your mother,
or because of your mother,
covenant.
Who has a covenant with God, God will not,
at times.
God will not consider your ways, but he will consider the covenant he had with your father or your mother, and he will bless you.
Anunti important. So benya spiritual father ewo honam a oye divine.
And so it is important to have a spiritual father here on earth who is divine.
Oni nyame wo divine covenant.
Who also has a divine covenant with God.
Onfa nsume bi she be pretende so ye nyame juma na eye direct call from divinity.
Who is not using dubious powers or evil forces under the pretext of doing something in the name of God, but is actually responding to a direct call of God to his life. The person under whose feet you sit every time, to inquire of God and to seek help from God, to get to know about the ways of God and to get to know God better. Is that person divine? Have you prayed to inquire of that person? Does that person have a divine covenant with God? And do you know his standing in God, in the spiritual realm, not in the physical realm? These things are very important. Now these are things you must inquire of God.
And
you must ask God and be directed by God before you make a choice of a man of God.
Blessings.
Israel was blessed
because of father Jacob.
Because of Jacob, their father.
So my voice.
And so if you are sitting under the sound of my voice today,
covenant.
When you find a man who's got a covenant with God,
a man of God,
a man who is a man of God, and you sense
this
and
man,
feel that this man,
he is man of God,
is a divine and a
this
true man
woman,
of God.
She is woman of God.
And I say, Oba way, mami way, or ye nyaminipa. The moment you sense and perceive that, humble yourself and submit, and be obedient toward that person,
and follow that person. So
that the blessing
on
his life will be yours as well.
Protection.
The protection of his life will be yours as well. His success will be yours as well.
Very, very important.
These things are very important.
And who is your spiritual father?
And so the $1 million question is that who is your spiritual father? What is the nature of the relationship your father has with God?
So many times
now, so many times I have said this to you as a spiritual man. I said, if that attack or weapon does not prevail over you in the spiritual realm, physically it cannot prevail. But spiritually, my God. Spiritually, if it prevails against you in the spirit realm, it doesn't matter what you do. Whether you swallow the entire sea, you will be defeated physically. Have you ever seen a witch that has drawn out a gun and pulled the trigger against that person in the physical realm? Have you ever seen a spirit shoot at somebody in the physical realm? Spiritually, they will shoot at you. And they will kill you, and when they have done and they have killed you, they would attack you physically. And now they will destroy you. From today onwards,
you're so concerned about spiritual things.
I want you to be so concerned about spiritual things. You must be so zealous about spiritual things than physical things. You must have it at the back of your mind that in this life You are going to win your battles in the spiritual realm before they manifest in the physical realm. Sometimes some people think spiritual things are not useful. They are useless. They don't matter.